Congratulations, you've come across the second part of the must-see before bed, Heavy Taste American Horror Final Destination series. As the most critical sequel in the series, it not only reconstructs the logic of the first part, but also contributes the bloodiest deaths in the Death series. Among them, the elevator decapitation scene was adapted from a real elevator accident in Houston. The director blocked off several miles of highway for 11 days, mobilizing hundreds of real cars and over 20 stunt drivers to ultimately condense it into this mere 90-second car accident scene. Every vehicle rollover you see actually had stunt performers inside, risking their lives for the shoot. The script of this film was personally crafted by the same two breakout screenwriters who had just finished writing The Butterfly Effect. Next, let's dissect this classic that we've watched countless times to uncover how many overlooked details it contains. The film begins with the heroine Kimberly resting at home when she happens to see a news report on TV about the first anniversary of Flight 180's crash. The host considers last year's crash to be a complete accident. However, the guest believes that if it was really just an accident, then why is only one of the 7 passengers who got off the plane still alive today? This clearly seems a bit too coincidental. And the person mentioned here is Claire, the only surviving protagonist from the first film. However, the reason Claire is still alive is not because she defeated death, but because she locked herself in a mental hospital, protected by layers of padding. After watching the news, Kimberly felt somewhat relieved and then fell into a deep sleep. The next day, Kimberly and her friends arranged to go on an outing. As Kimberly had just gotten their driver's license and was going with a bunch of kids, the father couldn't help but worry. After giving many reminders, he finally let Kimberly leave. However, as soon as the car left, the father noticed some oil leaking on the ground and thought about calling to remind her. Shortly thereafter, Kimberly arrived at the highway entrance. This new driver's sudden break also prompted his friends to start teasing. Kimberly was shocked. Chuo was startled. It was just an elderly woman collecting cans, but her bag had torn and the cans were scattered all over the ground. They ignored it and drove straight onto the highway. But shortly after she started driving, an ominous noise came from the school bus driving alongside them.